Hi, this is Peter Konechny with medievalist.net, and we are here at Boston College at the Haskins Conference, and we're here with Katrin Sjursen of Southern Illinois University, and you just gave a paper actually a few minutes ago. Could you just tell us a little bit about it?
In this paper, I was looking at a countess from Champagne, Blanche of Navarre, actually, and she ruled from 1201 to 1221. And I was looking at her in terms of her military abilities and as leadership, and how she was able to marshal manpower, military manpower, sort of how she did it over the course of her career, but really ramped it up once she found herself in need when she was being attacked.
How were you able to get records to find out about her kind of military career? Like, what were you able to use?
Well, I'm very fortunate with Blanche in that there's a variety of sources available for her. However, they are often fragmentary, so you have to pull it together. For Blanche, there are very, very few chronicle sources. So mostly I relied on cartularies. She was the first in Champagne to put together a chancery, and one of the tasks of the chancery was to put together incoming charters, or incoming letters patent. And so she produced over the course of her reign 3 different cartularies. And then there were fragments of her financial accounts. They survive only for her extraordinary accounts, and it's only for a 3-year period. There's also fief rolls, which are collections of all the names of people who owed her military service and what in particular they owe.
Now, did you find that Blanche is untypical over time, or did you find that in your research that you're finding more women in northern France are serving as military commanders?
At this point in time, I think she's most unusual in her resources that I have to study her. I've also pulled together a sort of a perusal of chronicles and references and letters and such from about 1000 to 1300. And I actually look beyond, and I'm finding a pretty steady rate of the amounts of women who participated from just that northern France region.
There's been a lot of research done about Matilda of Tuscany, but this seems to be kind of a fairly new area of looking at women and their role as political and military. And even the other sessions, other papers were kind of like that today, so it's kind of quite interesting.
From what I've done pillaging through secondary sources, most of it I've seen are people who are interested in one particular woman, like Matilda of Tuscany or Siciliana. Right now, Queen and Empress Matilda, both of those Matildas are attracting quite a bit of attention. And I wanted to look at sort of a broader perspective to see partly the views of contemporaries at the time, but also what the women were doing at the time, sort of compare the two and see if there's a change over time. And obviously I had to bring it to one area, because it turned out that it was actually much more, I found many more women than I had expected when I first started the project.
How did you wind up getting interested in this particular topic? And just as a medievalist in general, how did you wind up deciding I want to study the Middle Ages?
It's 2 separate topics.
Oh.
Okay. The reason I wanted to be a medievalist, actually, I think like most children, you get all excited about castle holes and fighting and all that sort of thing, and I liked that. But then you go to college and you want to do something much more serious. And it wasn't until my sophomore year in college, I had 2 literature courses, one in the French department and one in the English department. Both happened to focus on medieval literature. And that's fun, and I kind of liked it. And then I did my junior year abroad in Cambridge, England, and you're just living the Middle Ages there. And so I was like, I really kind of like this. I'll just apply for a master's program, see where it goes. And I was just hooked. I did take some time off between master's and my doctoral work, and I found that I spent all my free time checking out medieval websites. I was hooked. I couldn't give up. As to why I started this particular project, it goes back again to that sophomore year. My professor of the French literature, Bonnie Kruger, had us read a text called the Roman de Silence, in which there is a young woman who is brought up as a man, and she becomes the best knight. And a lot of my ideas sort of came from, okay, this is coming out in literature, was there any sort of historical counterpart to it? And then when I was traveling across the country to arrive at my doctoral place, my advisor there, Sharon Farmer, the first day she met me, she says, okay, what are you writing your dissertation on? And I was like, oh dear. And I had been reading Barbara Tuchman, actually, on the drive across country. And there was a little excerpt in there about a countess from Brittany, and she had a donned armor, and she had a sword, and she was charging outside a castle. And I thought, oh, maybe there is someone, a historical counterpart to the Romain de Silence. And so I really just wanted to, I thought maybe she'd be the only one, or I had to compare just those two. I didn't know where to go.
Well, it's kind of led you on to a lot of good research.
Fascinating stuff. I love it.
Thank you so much. We look forward to hearing more about it.
Thank you very much for having a conversation.